K2 is the second highest mountain in the world, after Mount Everest at 8,848 meters. It is located on the China-Pakistan border between Baltistan in the Gilgit-Baltistan region of northern Pakistan, and the Taxkorgan Tajik Autonomous County of Xinjiang, China. K2 height is about 8,611 meters (28,251 feet) above sea level. The glacier and snow-covered mountain rises from its base at about 15,000 feet (4,570 meters) on the Godwin-Austen Glacier, a tributary of the Baltoro Glacier. The mountain was discovered in 1856 by Col T.G. Montgomery of the Survey of India, and it was given the symbol K2 because it was the second peak measured in the Karakoram range. The name Mount Godwin-Austen is for the peak's first surveyor, Col H. Godwin-Austen, a 19th-century English geographer. If you cannot subscribe our channel, make sure to subscribe us. Peoples who summit towards K2 peak are. The first attempt to reach the summit was made by an Anglo-Swiss expedition in 1902, that ascended to 18,600 feet (5,670 meters) on the peak's northeastern crest. Other unsuccessful attempts included an Italian expedition in 1909. Led by Luigi Amadeo, Duke di Abruzzi, via the southeastern ridge, later called the Abruzzi Ridge, that reached approximately 20,000 feet (6,100 meters). In 1938 an American expedition led by Charles Houston via the Abruzzi Ridge reached about 26,000 feet (7,925 meters). In 1939 another American-led expedition following the same route reached about 27,500 feet (8,380 meters). And in 1953 another expedition led by Houston reached 25,900 feet (7,900 meters) on the Abruzzi Ridge. Finally, in 1954, an Italian expedition consisting of 5 scientists, including the geologist Ardito Dizio as leader, a doctor, a photographer, and 12 others, including a Pakistani, managed to conquer the Abruzzi Ridge, despite the severe weather conditions. The summit was reached at 6 p.m. on July 31, 1954, by Achille Compagnoni and Lino Lacidelli. In the course of the ascent, Mario Puccios, one of the guides, died of pneumonia. Because K2 is prone to frequent and severe storms, that make the already treacherous climbing conditions on its slopes even more challenging. And humans find functioning at such high elevations difficult. It is one of the world's most difficult mountains to climb. The number of people to have reached the top constitutes only a small fraction, compared with how many have successfully climbed Mount Everest. In addition, although there have been fewer deaths on K2, compared with those on Mount Everest, the proportion of those killed to the number of people who have attempted climbing K2 is significantly higher. K2 Disaster 2008. On August 1, 2008, a group of 25 mountain climbers attempted to summit K2. From the start, the group encountered several problems, including a late start and a lack of climbing supplies. Over a 24-hour period, 11 climbers from 7 countries died. They're called the 8,000ers. An elite group of climbers who have managed to ascend the tallest and most dangerous peaks in the world. Peaks with an altitude of over 8,000 meters, or 26,246 feet. In 2008, 11 climbers perished on K2 in one devastating day. The climbers were being led by a 9-person trailbreaking group, made up of members from various climbing teams, who were responsible for the fixing ropes along the course, that would make it possible to safely summit. But they got a late start on the trail. They also failed to bring enough rope to properly prepare the bottleneck, a narrow rocky pathway with steep gullies, widely considered to be the most harrowing part of the climb. A serac, a block of glacial ice, hangs over the bottleneck, threatening to fall on climbers at any moment. As Norwegian climber Lars Nessa explained in The Summit, the main tactic is to minimize your time under the serac. As the trailbreaking group headed toward the bottleneck, it became apparent that they'd begun fixing rope way too early on the course, which meant that not enough rope was left for the most difficult parts of the climb. The group of 25 was brought to a standstill as climbers had to move back down the course to collect rope in order to move forward. In the afternoon, a climber from Serbia lost his footing and fell. Later, while attempting to move the body, a porter from Pakistan hired by the French team suffered from oxygen deprivation and fell to his death. Gul Dana, widow of high-altitude porter Jahan Beg, a Pakistani mountaineer who died in the 2008 K2 disaster, holds a photograph of her husband at her home in Shimshal village of Hunza Valley in northern Pakistan. At around 4 p.m., the group was making its way across the bottleneck, when Dren Mandik, a climber from Serbia, lost his footing and fell. Climbers watched as he tumbled down the side of the mountain, and skidded to a stop. Mandik briefly stood up, and then collapsed again. Some of his Serbian teammates descended, to attempt to help him, but it was too late. Mandik was dead. While attempting to move Mandik's body, the second death occurred. Jahan Beg, a high-altitude porter from Pakistan, who'd been hired by the French team, appeared to suffer from oxygen deprivation, and began acting erratically. He slipped and plunged to his death. The rest of the climbers decided to continue on toward the summit. They were descending in the dark, when a ridge of ice fell on them. And a Norwegian climber fell to his death. While climbing up K2 is obviously dangerous, it's actually descending from the summit that takes the most lives. 1 in 4 climbers who successfully summit K2 will not survive the descent. That's because extended time in the death zone can leave climbers in a state of extreme hypoxia. Deprived of oxygen, cells begin to die, and sufferers can experience extreme disorientation and confusion, as the body shuts down. Several of the climbers had to be helicoptered to nearby hospitals for treatment. Wilco van Rooyen believes the K2 disaster was caused by a lack of communication and broken promises. In total, 11 people died over the course of a day on K2. Kim Hyo, Park Kyung, and Wang Dong from Korea. Jimsi Boat and Pasang Boat from Nepal. Jahan Beg and Karim Merban from Pakistan, Hugh Doberede from France, Geir MacDonald from Ireland, Dren Mandik from Serbia, and Rolf Bay from Norway. Died over a 24-hour period on K2. Thanks for watching our video. Make sure to subscribe us, also press bell icon for more informational videos.